The Fox 25 Primetime News at 9 starts right now.
Right now, we are less than a week away from a teacher walkout that could force 500,000 Oklahoma students out of the classroom.
We are keeping a very close eye on what's happening at the Capitol. Now, the state Senate can take up a measure as soon as tomorrow. It's aimed at averting a teacher walkout in less than a week. Now, the House approved a bill last night that gives teachers raises, but educators say lawmakers did not go far enough. The plan includes several ways to pay for the raises and other education costs. Now, one of the ways is a tax that has never really been discussed before. The revenue bill that passed the House calls for a hotel and motel tax. Tonight, Fox 25's Jordan Lucero's got your back. While the tax would largely be paid by out-of-towners, Jordan explains the concerns that it could still hurt Oklahomans. She joins us now live with more on this new tax. Jordan.
Chambers of commerce, convention centers, different hotels and motel owners, they were really hoping that this will be reconsidered. This still has to move through the Senate tonight. So today they were here going door to door asking senators to reconsider. Checking into the Sooner State could soon cost more. The House bills aimed at avoiding a teacher walkout call for a new tax on hotels and motels.
It kind of hit us by surprise.
Roy Williams with the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber says up until a couple of days ago, there has never been any discussion of adding a statewide tax, when usually this kind of proposal would be studied for months.
Section 10 through 16.
Monday night, the Oklahoma House of Representatives passed the bill hours after it had been drafted, a flat fee of $5 a night. Williams says it's concerning.
If you were, for instance, in, let's say, rural Oklahoma, and your hotel room was $40 and the tax was $5, you've paid 12.5% tax on a room.
In the metros, he says this tax could hurt cities' ability to compete for conventions and events.
The last thing we need to do is to discourage people coming here for conventions because of the high cost of hotels.
For the average traveler, Williams says the extra tax could dip into visitors' budgets, making them spend less on shopping, eating, and recreation. Fewer dollars there means smaller sales tax collections. The Senate could consider these bills tomorrow. It is possible they could amend them and send them back over to the House. Mike?
All right, Jordan, thank you. The hotel industry says the new tax would make Oklahoma City hotels the highest taxed rooms in the country. It would push St. Louis to second, and then Tulsa would have the third highest room taxes. And Wendy, this plan at the Capitol is getting a lot of attention nationwide tonight.
It really is. Teachers across the U.S. are looking to Oklahoma right now. I just pulled up the Oklahoma Education Association Twitter page where they just retweeted this in the last couple of hours. It's from the account Education Minnesota, and it says, "We are with you in Minnesota, #1U, #Union Strong." A majority of Oklahoma teachers are not in favor of the tax package passed by the Oklahoma House last night. HB 1010 gives teachers a $6,000 pay raise, as well as $51 million for support staff, $61 million for state employees, and $50 million for school funding. Oklahoma Education Association President Alicia Priest says nothing is slated for years 2 and 3, as was laid out in their organization's list of demands.
We asked for $10,000 over 3 years. This gets us part of the way there. And so we need to have the legislature guarantee that we are still working to get to that $10,000 mark.
Regardless of what happens, Priest says teachers will be at the Capitol Monday, but the conversation will depend on if something passes before then.
And as you just heard, many teachers around Oklahoma are not happy with the House's plan that was passed last night. They are asking for more funding for education, but State Superintendent Joy Hoffmeister is saying something different tonight. She tweeted this just within the last 20 minutes or so. Action needed. We are on the verge of something great with House Bill 1010XX. Here are the details on the teacher pay raise bill. We need your help for this pay raise bill to pass. She's asking everyone to contact your senator to voice voice your support, and also including some facts and adding that it will also add, on top of teacher pay raises, $33 million for textbooks and instructional materials. Now, again, she is very much in support of the House plan and asking for the Senate to pass it as well. The OEA has said that they still plan to have a teacher walkout on April 2nd. Their want is their want, and that is what they will settle for and nothing less. Of course, we will continue to follow this very closely for you right here at the live desk.
We've got your back with a couple new options for parents during that teacher walkout. The Oklahoma Museum of Art will offer free admission to kids 18 and under and Oklahoma public school teachers with a valid ID. We also just learned an Edmond church will provide a free day camp for kids. Henderson Hills Baptist Church says the camp is open to students K through 5th grade. We have a link to register on our website, okcfox.com.
Let's get to some breaking news right now. Heavy rain caused part of a road to cave in. This is in northeast Oklahoma. This is in Wagner County just a couple of hours ago. Crews were doing some work today, but say the rainwater was coming too hard and too fast to finish the project. People who live nearby say the whole road was covered in water.
Good evening, everybody. We still have this big rainmaker and storm system to our west over New Mexico. It's going to take 2 more days for this thing to slowly creep and track right across Texas and Oklahoma. So a lot more wet weather is on the way for the next 24 to 48 hours. We have 2 lines of showers and thunderstorms right now coming out of the Texas Panhandle. And as you can see, they are trucking right into western Oklahoma, and pretty soon they will keep on going all the way across the central and eastern parts of the state. So most of us will get rained on once again, and we have more rain coming into south central and eastern Oklahoma. So that's why your rain map tonight looks like this. Widespread showers, a couple thunderstorms. The rain may be off and on heavy, and by tomorrow morning, a lot of us could easily pick up another 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain. So rain chances do increase quite a bit tonight, and as you can see, they still stay high for your Wednesday morning drive. So please keep that in mind. As we look live across Oklahoma City right now, this is the Air Comfort Solutions WeatherBug Network. It's cloudy, it's chilly and breezy. We are heading down to 43 tonight. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Some may be heavy. No severe weather is expected. No way. And more rain coming tomorrow and Thursday. Then a strong easter cold front comes in. This will be a shocker. Chilly and rain chances. Your Storm Watch 7-day in just a few minutes.
Jeff, thank you. In Johnson County, an elderly woman's body has been recovered after officials say she was swept away by a creek. Authorities tell Fox 25 the woman drove into high water, got her car stuck in the mud, and then got out to walk home to get help. As she was getting back into her car 2 hours later, she was swept away by the current. Officials say her body was found about 150 yards from her car. Of course, remember, never attempt to walk through flood waters. It only takes 6 inches of moving water to knock you off of your feet. If you are trapped by moving water, go to the highest point that you can and then call 911 for help. And of course, always remember, turn around, don't drown.
We've got your back tonight. You are looking live at the AARP's Fraud Watch website. It's just one of the resources Oklahoma City Police urge senior citizens to use to avoid becoming a victim of financial exploitation. The department held a presentation at the Healthy Living and Fitness Center tonight to teach older residents about the latest scams and criminal schemes. Fox 25's Caroline Vandergrift's got your back with how to protect yourself and your family. Caroline.
Police say financial exploitation is on the rise. It's a big problem in Oklahoma City and across the country. But with the right tools and knowledge, you can stop it before it happens. The main message, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Never answer the door unless you know who it is. Avoid answering the phone unless you recognize the number or name. Don't let anyone scare you into giving personal or financial information over the phone. You can just hang up. And do not give access to your computer unless you're absolutely certain someone is from a legitimate computer repair service. And if you're unsure if something is a scam or not, reach out to someone you trust.
Let somebody know. Reach out to somebody. Let someone at their bank know, an attorney, somebody. Let somebody know. Call the police if they feel they're being victimized on something, and bring it to someone's attention.
If you or a loved one has a health aide or caretaker who comes to the home, lock up all your valuables. Don't have boxes of checks or bank statements lying around. You can either get a lockbox at the bank or have a trusted family member keep that information for you. And it's always good to use a licensed and bonded home health agency so you know you're protected. Falling victim to a scam can have devastating consequences.
When the money is gone, the money is gone, and so their lifestyle may be impacted permanently, but the emotional scars are often just as bad as the financial scars.
A good motto for seniors: trust but verify. Now, if you suspect a vulnerable adult is the victim of abuse or exploitation, you can always call the Oklahoma DHS Abuse Hotline at 1-800-522-3511. Wendy?
Caroline, thank you. And we have other resources for seniors on our website. Just go to okcfox.com to stay on top of scams.
And right now, Claremore police say that they're investigating a bomb threat that forced students to leave class today. Officers say the call came in at around 10:45 this morning, and all 7 schools in the district were either evacuated or students were moved to a central location. OHP and Rogers County deputies assisted police officers stationed at every school. The OHP bomb squad is still investigating, but nothing has been found.
We are learning more tonight about a plane crash in Caddo County that killed 2 men. Pilot Walter Mullaney and passenger Cesar Gomez were pronounced dead in a field near State Highway 58, just south of Hydro. That plane was en route from Odessa, Texas to El Reno when it was diverted to Hinton because of the weather. The wreckage was not discovered until early yesterday.
President Donald Trump is considering using the U.S. military budget to pay for the construction of a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. Now, you're looking live right now at the White House. 2 sources said today that Trump floated the idea in private conversations with advisors. It's unclear how serious Trump was about funding the wall through the military. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders declined to offer more details about the military funding option in a briefing today, but she said discussions are ongoing.
I'm not going to get into the specifics of that, but I can tell you that the wall is continuing to be built currently, and we're going to keep pushing forward until it's fully completed in the way that the president feels is necessary to defend the country.
The White House says Trump still has plans to look at potential ways for Mexico to pay for the wall, despite Mexico saying that is not going to happen. So far, government funds have only been allocated to fencing along the border.
Coming up, changes coming to the 2020 census, why multiple states are now going to court over the controversial question that's been added.
Plus, a special deal if you're shopping for an iPad. We've got your back with a discount Apple just announced today that's meant to benefit a certain group of people.
From the Fox 25 studios in Oklahoma City, this is the Fox 25 Primetime News at 9.
Protests are continuing at this hour in Sacramento, California, where thousands gathered at City Hall demanding justice for Stephon Clark, who was gunned down by a police officer while he was in the backyard of his grandparents' home on Sunday. Right now, that is the scene at the Golden One Center, where protesters are once again surrounding the stadium there. These are Black Lives Matter protesters. They're out holding signs demanding justice for Stephon Clark. Now, earlier on this evening, including right now still, there is a City Hall meeting going on where they actually had to interrupt the meeting multiple times because of outbursts in the crowd, many of them asking for justice again for Stephon Clark. He's a 22-year-old who was shot and killed by police 1 week ago. Of course, this is something we will continue to follow for you very closely right here at the live desk.
89 people are in federal custody after a 3-day operation involving ICE agents in Oklahoma and Texas. They say they were targeting criminal aliens and immigration fugitives. Of those arrested, 67 had been convicted of crimes. 18 people were arrested in Oklahoma. 10 were in Oklahoma City.
A Garvin County doctor has been arrested for fraudulently obtaining prescription drugs. William Wright was arrested yesterday in a joint operation with the sheriff's office. Investigators were alerted at the beginning of the month to possible illegal activity. Wright allegedly used his position at Pauls Valley General Hospital to get the drugs.
New at 9, a Midwest City man will spend 10 years behind bars for murdering his wife. Robert Moon pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced today. Prosecutors say he killed Denise Moon last April. Police say Moon called police telling them that he had just shot his wife. Midwest City police say the couple had no history of domestic violence.
It appears Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg has succumbed to pressure from U.S. lawmakers. We now know that he will testify at a Senate hearing on April 10th. Now, this all comes after Cambridge Analytica reportedly accessed information from about 50 million Facebook users without their knowledge. Today's news means Google CEO Sundar Pichai and Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey could be next. The Senate Judiciary Chairman officially invited all of them to the hearing. Sources say Facebook is currently planning a strategy for Zuckerberg's testimony.
Louisiana prosecutors will not file charges against 2 Baton Rouge police officers involved in the 2016 shooting death of Alton Sterling. You're looking live at that city tonight, where the Attorney General made the announcement today. The AG says the officers' actions were, quote, well-founded and reasonable. Video of the incident shows Sterling pinned to the ground by the officers before he was shot. Jeff Landry says there was a struggle between Sterling and the 2 officers before he was pinned to the ground. The officer said Sterling reached for a gun.
Yes, the system has failed us. Yes, we are disappointed. But as a family, we're going to stay strong, and we're going to keep each other prayed up. The devil thought he won, but he didn't.
The AG says a loaded gun was found in Sterling's right front pocket that night. New video of the shooting is expected to be released this week. There's no word yet on what it shows.
And we're getting a first look at the mugshot of a former dean at Michigan State University. William Strample is accused of groping and propositioning medical students and collecting nude pictures of them on his work computer. He was the boss of Larry Nassar, the former doctor for Michigan State University and USA Gymnastics, who sexually abused young girls for decades. The criminal complaint details statements from 4 female students who described disturbing instances of Strample's abuse of power as dean.
Prescription drug prices are rising at nearly 10 times the rate of inflation. That's according to a new congressional report which examined the cost of the 20 most prescribed medications for seniors over the past 5 years. The highest spike, a chest pain reliever, soaring 477%. By law, Medicare is not allowed to directly negotiate drug prices. Critics say this leads to tens of billions of dollars in unnecessary government spending, but supporters fear government intervention in the free market.
California and New York are suing the federal government over the upcoming census, and the outcome of that court case could affect the entire nation. Now, you're looking live. This is San Francisco right now, one of the cities at the center of that lawsuit. The goal is to block plans to ask respondents in the 2020 census if they're citizens. Democrats believe that will scare away immigrants, legal and illegal, from answering, which would lead to an undercount. The population count determines how much money the federal government sends to communities and how many seats states get in Congress. Now, any undercut actually means less money and fewer votes in Washington. The Trump administration says the move will help all minorities, saying the government needs a better count of who is old enough and eligible to vote.
Fox 25 Consumer Watch has got your back with how a little science is determining what the Oklahoma City Metro needs when it comes to health.
And it's looking a little chilly and damp for the kids at the bus stop in the morning. Mostly dry skies and 50s tomorrow afternoon. Easter weekend starts off spring-like but ends with that winter feeling. Your Storm Watch 7-day at 9:32.
From the Fox 25 studios in Oklahoma City, this is the Fox 25 Primetime News at 9.
Every state has certain health issues to overcome. Here in Oklahoma, we often talk about the opioid crisis, mental health, and obesity. Now, according to the State of Obesity website, Oklahoma's adult obesity issues have increased over the years, with us most recently at number 9 of the most obese states. And new ways to track chronic disease at the nationwide level is giving Oklahomans some insight.
Fox 25's Marie Garcia's got your back with how understanding the way Oklahomans get sick is a money saver. It's tonight's Consumer Watch.
It's called the 500 Cities Project, put together at the federal level by the CDC. The goal is to help local health departments be more clear on what a community may need and to help local government better understand the health of its people.
Here's a look at that interactive map. Every dot holds a piece of health information for each community. Let's zoom in on Oklahoma. There is data for Lawton, the Tulsa Metro, and the Oklahoma City Metro. You can see health outcomes for diseases like arthritis or even mental health. But you can also see Oklahomans' unhealthy behaviors, data on binge drinking, obesity, smoking, and even not getting enough sleep. The money-saving potential here, learning about growing health problems in your family or your community and getting ahead of them. In the private sector, there is the potential to more clearly see community needs and think of ways to provide services.
I talked with the Oklahoma City County Health Department, and they tell me that they use data like this that is more localized and gathered by the state to determine community needs. Maria Garcia, Fox 25 Consumer Watch.
The interactive map and data is available to the public, and for a link to see it yourself, just head to our website, okcfox.com.
President Trump's approval rating ticks up, but it's not all good news for the White House.
Yeah, coming up, we've got your back breaking down the new polls amid chaos in Washington and what it means going forward.